It's Karen coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios in rainy Vermont today. And what I have in store for you is restorative yoga. So I suggest that if there's a lot of brightness in your space, maybe you dim light or you pull shades or draw curtains, but you don't have to. We are going to start on our backs today. So if you'd like to go ahead and get settled in that way, that would be great. I will join you on your back shortly, but I'm actually going to start seated. This is all about the total body experience. Feeling where the body is going and what the body is doing and where it lands, and experiencing each posture for whatever it means to you today. We are going to start with some breathing. If you can go on your back, maybe your knees need to be bent. That's your option. Or you could place something, a cushion, or if you have a bolster, you could place that under your knees for comfort. Now go ahead and place a belly on your hand, a hand on your belly, and a hand on your heart. Let the eyes gently close. Let the mouth loosen and start to notice the breath without changing it. Just kind of see how it flows and how it changes the shape of the body in its journey. And before we start our breath work, maybe a little movement of the head left and right, very gently. And let it settle with the nose pointing toward the sky. The head is nice and heavy on the ground. And if you cannot feel the shoulder blades connected to the earth, go ahead and lift one away from the earth, move it toward the hip on the same side, and then place it back down. And then do the same with the other one. And notice how the spine and where the spine is connected to the earth. Take a big breath in, like you're breathing in through the soles of your feet all the way to the crown of your head. Open your mouth, sigh it away. Two more of those. And let your hands flop by your sides. I'm now going to join you on your back, but I'm going to go sideways. If you need a little something underneath your head or your neck, take that. Maybe a rolled up sweater, maybe another pillow. Finally got settled. Bring your hands by your sides with your palms facing down. And now consider an intention for your practice, or what motivated you to come to your mat today. On an in-breath, reach the arms toward the sky. Stay there for the exhale and let the shoulder blades and the shoulders melt toward the earth. Next inhale, arms reach overhead. Maybe the backs of the hands touch on the ground. Maybe they do not. It's all okay. And exhale, soften. Inhale, arms toward the sky. And exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Stay here for the breath out, softening the arms into the shoulders. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, stay here, release. Inhale, arms to the sky. Remain here for the breath out. Arms are heavy, sinking downward. You take another breath in. And on the exhale, hands come by your side. You're going to take one more round of that, your cadence, your breath. Well, gather the right knee in toward the chest and give it a good squeeze. If you're feeling pretty stretchy this morning, you're welcome to extend your left leg onto the ground. Not required, in your practice, not mine. Now take ankle circles with the right ankle in both directions, maybe 5 in one and 5 in the other. Open and close the toes like you're making a fist with your foot, and then extending the toes nice and wide. That leg now, the right leg reaches toward the sky, and if you had your left leg long and you feel too tight, you might place the sole of the foot back onto the earth. Hands can come behind your thigh, your calf, your ankle, or maybe you're stretchy enough to reach your big toe. Alternate between pointing the toes and the heel toward the sky. In our case, if you're in Vermont, it's toward clouds. I believe if you're in Massachusetts, it's also toward clouds. In Colorado, it's toward sun. I don't know about overseas. Now move into a half happy baby. So that right knee bends outward of your right ribs toward your armpit. And your right hand takes a hold of the inner inside or outside of your foot. Work both sets of shoulders, both shoulder blades toward the earth. And the sole of the foot is like it's stepping on the sky. Starting to open up the hip, softening the shoulders, and maybe you'd like to extend that leg out to the right a little bit more of a stretch. Now we're going to cross the right ankle over the right thigh, the left thigh, just above the knee. A very gentle supine figure 4. Make sure the whole sole of the left foot is on the earth, and you activate the right foot to protect your right knee. Your right hand can come inside your right thigh and push that knee away and down. We don't want to lift the left sitting bone or SI joint off the earth. You want the whole lower back connected here. Return the right foot to the mat and spread your feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees gently touch. Take a big, huge breath in. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, release through the nose. Now a gentle windshield wiper motion of the knees left and right. The knees do not have to touch the ground. See if the hands can relax. See if the throat can soften. Notice what the cheekbones are doing. Maybe your forehead, eyelids should be like rose petals resting on your eyes. Next time the knees point to the sky, you're going to gather the left knee in toward your torso. Find your ankle circles. Keep pressing the whole right foot to the earth so the knee points toward the sky. Foot fist closed and opened a couple of times. And then the left leg reaches toward the sky. Alternate toe to heel, pointing toward the stars. And your half happy baby on this side. Extend the left leg out to the left if that's part of your practice, or if you'd like to try it. We're going to hug both knees back in toward the chest. See if you can reach your forehead toward your knees. Doesn't have to touch. And then slowly unroll the back the shoulders, the back of the head to the earth. Right foot comes to the ground and the left ankle crosses above the right knee. Supine figure 4 on this side, a very gentle one. Activate the left foot. Press the left knee away from you, so sort of forward and down with your left hand. Sole of the left foot on the mat. We shift the hips just very slightly off the mat and send them over to the right and back down to the mat so we can come all the way onto the left side. So your knees are up toward your chest. Your left arm extends straight out from your shoulder, so sort of perpendicular to your chest. And then the right palm rests in the left palm. Imagine that your right hand maybe is a massage therapist's hand, and you're going to glide and sort of massage that right hand to the left wrist, or massage the left arm with the right hand, all the way up toward the elbow. And now you start to move it up the bicep toward the left shoulder, and you're starting to roll onto your back, keeping your left arm on the floor. The right hand comes across the collarbones and it flops out to the right. The head follows. Our restorative supine twist. You're going to stay here for several breaths, finding a calm in and out. And if you are feeling anxious or fearful or over caffeinated, spend more time on the exhale than the inhale. If you're feeling super lethargic, spend more time on the inhale. Very gently point your nose toward the sky. Bring the soles of the feet back to the ground. Shift your hips a little bit to the left and now come all the way onto your right side. So same shape we started with on the other side. This time the right arm extends directly out of your shoulder, parallel to your thighs or perpendicular to your torso. Left palm rests on the right. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Your left hand is the massaging hand. It glides to the right wrist, up the inner lower arm to the right elbow. The body is starting to turn toward the sky. The hand comes up the bicep to the armpit. And now as it moves across the shoulder blade, right arm stays where it is, and the spine opens up and twists. The left arm plops to the ground. The head follows. And we breathe. Allowing for your left hand to come back around and connect with the right hand. You're going to use that left hand now on the ground and press yourself up, finding a comfortable seat. If you need a prop under your sitting bones, make that happen. We lengthen the spine, draw the belly in and up. Let's bring the right ear toward the right shoulder. My head doesn't go very far in that direction, so feel free to go as far as works for you. Now we're going to take the right hand and place it above the right ear. Without pulling or pushing, I'm just going to use gravity and the weight of the hand to bring a little extra stretch to the left side of the neck. Take your left hand and allow yourself to massage the left side of the neck all the way from the shoulder up behind the ear. And drop the left hand to the earth by your hip. So you're on like your fingertips. And then crawl that hand farther away from you to the left. You might feel a bigger stretch. If it's too much, bring it a little closer to you. Release the right hand to the earth. Bring your chin toward your chest. A little pendulum motion of the chin, creating sort of a half circle, left, right, and center. Next time the chin comes to the chest, lift it to its parallel to the earth, and the left ear comes to the left shoulder. Oh, wow, that side's tighter. Woo! Again, we reach up and around with the left hand. It rests above the left ear, and we stretch the left shoulder. Sorry, the right shoulder and right side of the neck. Right hand can aid with a massage. And then the right hand returns to the mat. The left hand returns to the mat. The chin drops to the chest. And we lift the chin, and if it feels okay, you're going to drop your head back, opening up your throat. This is the energy center of communication and purification. Chin comes parallel to the earth. Sweep your arms out left and right. Activate your triceps. Bring your palms facing upward. We're going to do some shoulder work here. So we want to really experience the rotation of the shoulders as we gently and slowly spin the hands to face behind us. And then the hands face up. 2 more. Behind. Maybe close the eyes, feel that rotation, and up. And behind. And up, arms lift overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. A little twist over to the right. Breathe in. Rotate the navel around the spine. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist the other side. Inhale through center. Fingertips come in front of your front shin, right on the ground. And then on a breath out, we're going to walk the hands forward. We want a nice long spine here. Feel the sitting bones connected to the earth. Go as far as it feels okay. Then draw your shoulders back toward your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, crawl forward just a little bit more and then drop your head. Nod your head, shake your head, open and close your jaw, waggle your eyebrows, soften it all. This restorative practice enables you to explore a little bit more, finding the breath, finding how the posture brings value to you. Walk the hands So you sit upright, bring the hands behind you, the fingers face your bottom. We're going to press the hands into the earth and lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart again. Squeeze those shoulder blades again, lift, 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 and maybe drop your head back, a little back bend. Shoulders stack back over the hips. We shift onto the sacrum and shift the cross of the feet, sit up tall, hands sweep in front of you, a big breath in, and exhale, crawl your hands forward. Big breath in, release, squeeze the belly, find a little more length in your back. Find your way into child's pose, coming face down, the knees nice and wide, the big toes will touch. The arms are long in front if that feels okay for your shoulders and elbows. Sitting bones work toward your heels. The forehead rests on something. Maybe that's the ground, maybe that's a prop. Breathing in, let it go. Maybe you crawl the arms forward a little bit more without lifting the sitting bones off the heels, and you feel a bit more of a stretch in your armpits and shoulders, perhaps across your chest. Let's meet in a tabletop, finding your nice strong belly. Cats and cows or any other motion or movement that's organic for you right here and now. The body might be guiding you towards something else, or maybe you add something into your cats and cows, like hip circles or side to side motion. Really press the tops of your feet to the earth and feel the front of the ankles open up. Now we're going to find some balance and a little more warmth by reaching the right leg behind us, but the ball of the foot stays on the earth. Draw that right kneecap toward your quad and then take a rock forward and backward. You should feel the joints in the toes opening up, the sole of the foot, the Achilles heel, the calf. Next time the shoulders come over the wrist, float the leg off the mat. Flex your foot as if you're stepping on whatever wall might be or not be behind you. Square up your hips. Draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. Knee to your nose. Breathe in, get long. One more time. A little peek over the left shoulder. The right leg sweeps above the left calf until you can place the shoelace side of the right foot onto the ground outside the left side of your mat. You're going to bring the front of the right hip toward your left heel and draw to your forearms. This might be plenty of a stretch on your left hip, or you might find you have a little more space to work with. You could tuck the right toes under and float the right knee off the mat. Return to a three-legged tabletop. Draw your right knee toward your right elbow. Extend your leg. Sweep your right leg out to the right, and then place the sole of the foot on the ground. You're peeling the outer edge of that right foot toward the earth, and you come to kneeling on your left knee. So you're in this sort of gate latch kind of posture. You're going to find as much stretch as feels good on your inner thighs here. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, sweep your left arm high, and take a tilt over your right leg. You might feel this in your left inner thigh, maybe your right inner thigh, and then a nice opening of the whole left side of the rib cage, front, side, and back. And we're going to work into rock star pose first by lifting both arms overhead, then dropping the left hand to the earth outside your left knee. You might need to stick your booty a little backward. And then we're going to press the hips forward, lift the right arm high, look up at the right thumb, take a huge breath in and out. There's your rock star. We're going to return gently and slowly to a three-legged tabletop. Draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. And bring your knee to the mat. Tuck your toes under, come to your forearms, and shift your bottom toward your heels. If you're having any issues with your wrist, this is a good place to take some wrist circles. We return to tabletop. This time, left leg long behind us, ball of the foot on the ground. Left kneecap toward the left quad, and a forward and back motion to open up the back of the left leg and ankle, the sole of the foot, and the toes. Next time the shoulders come over the wrist, we float the left leg off the earth, square up the hips. Stay here for a moment. You gotta use your left glutes and your belly. Knee draws to the nose. Leg gets long. Knee to the nose. Extend. One more time. And now for our right hip and glute stretch. The left leg passes above the right calf. The shoelace side of the foot lands outside the mat. And then we glide the front of the left hip toward the right heel, drawing to our forearms on the mat. This side feels a little more open to me, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck my left toes under and float just my left knee off the mat, reaching backward with the heel. We return to a three-legged table and sweep the left leg out to the left, bring the foot to the earth, press into the outer edge of that foot, and rise to kneeling. If you need help with your balance here, you can always kick the right foot outward a little bit. It's not great for everybody's knee. So find the length and the openness that feels okay for you. Just like a little challenge, not a huge, oh, that might hurt later. Left hand on your thigh, right arm high, and a tilt. Feel the rib cage opening up, making space for the lungs to absorb the air, well, to gather the air. And rock star, arms overhead, right hand down. Pelvis presses forward. We're using that left foot. Gaze is up toward the left thumb. Our three-legged tabletop, in order to draw the left knee toward the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Return to tabletop. Any movement that feels good here, take it. We're going to do some standing postures during the next 20 minutes, but we will come back down to the mat. Place your left foot outside your left hand. Toes will point a little bit outward, so your foot should be sort of at the outside of your mat. And then we're going to take the right foot outside the right hand, same gig.
for a wide-legged forward fold. Your choice, if you'd like a bind here, maybe happy ragdoll,
which makes a happy baby.
Or maybe your fingers interlaced behind you to open up the shoulders a bit more. Work to establish straight legs without locked knees. Great place again to nod and shake the head, open and close the jaw, waggle the eyebrows, soften that whole head. We're going to work on our IT band. Hands drop. Left fingertips come underneath your nose. Heel of the right hand comes to your low back. Press into a half lift, a nice long spine so the belly is engaged. Nose points downward. Draw your shoulders toward your hips. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist to the right. If you feel nothing in the outside of the left leg, you're going to bring your feet a little closer together and twist a little bit more from the belly. If you feel too much, it's the outside of the right leg. If you feel too much, you might bend into the left knee. We'll take that to the other side. Taking your time to switch hands, find your low back, create a half lift, long spine, and on an exhale, a twist. Left leg as straight as you can make it. Right hand comes down, left hand comes down, heel toe your feet back together. Little space between them, maybe 2 fists with hands to your shins, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. 2 more of those. Slowly, like a rag doll, unravel to mountain pose. Close the eyes. Feel the power of the connection to the earth, grounded. As if all the energy from Mother Earth in this state of autumnal transition, energy rising up the inner arches of your feet. Maybe they lift a little bit. And you feel that energy rising up your inseam, stacking your knees over your ankles, your hips over your knees, and then up to the shoulders, the neck, and the crown of the head. The power of a mountain, solid, sturdy, steady, grounded, and yet the mountain's transition with weather, with changes in atmosphere, changes in the earth. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hands drop, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Bring them to your heart, breath out. Once more, hands by your side, rise up. This time a forward fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Forward fold, left foot to the back of the mat, a runner's lunge for a moment, just finding a nice long stance. And drop your back knee to the earth, placing something underneath if you need to. Anjaneyasana, the knee down lunge. Shoulders stack over the hips. Hands can be by your sides or overhead or in a cactus shape or laced behind you, whatever helps you find the back bend. We're not scrunching the toes up. We're using the heel of the front foot and the top of the back foot. We're squeezing the left glutes and hamstrings. Arms will lift overhead so we can take a twist, left arm forward, right arm behind. East-west pose, the gaze is over the right thumb or toward the right thumb. Triceps activate, left hand down, right arm high, deepening the twist. Half split. Pyramid pose, sole of the right foot comes to the mat, left toes tuck. You lift your hips toward the sky and then shorten your stance. So the soles of both feet are all the way on the mat. Hips are squared up, so you might need to move the right foot out to the right. We fold over the right leg. Left leg is as straight as it can possibly be. So if you need a bend, take it in the right knee. Step forward. Chair pose just for a moment. Inhale, lift to standing. Breathe out, forward fold. Right foot to the back of the mat, finding that stretch. Nice big runner's lunge before we drop the back knee to Anjaneyasana, our knee down lunge. Same gig here. Using the shoelace side of the back foot, you press energy into the earth. Same deal with the heel of the front foot. We open, the shoulder blades fall in love, the belly is still strong. Tailbone down and forward. Arms reach high. East-west pose, right arm forward, left arm behind. Deepen your twist. Right hand is on the mat. Middle finger points forward. Half split. Our last standing pose, pyramid pose on this side. Step the left foot back to meet the right, come back into a tabletop. We're going to move our way into a pigeon. So you're going to take your right shin and bring it toward the front of your mat. I'm using my left hand to do that. And scoot that left leg straight out of the hip bone behind you, maybe a little back bend before you find your fold. If you need a prop because your right glutes are lifted, find your prop. Hands plant under your shoulders to lift up in order to find your way back to your tabletop and come into your pigeon on the other side. This side's hard for me. A little back bend before we fold. Little smile. Experience this posture. What do you feel? It's neither positive nor negative, black nor white, good nor bad. It just is. We send the breath to any space in me that feels tight or tension or like we're holding emotions there. Hands return underneath your shoulders. Move any props you might have under the left glutes. Sit onto the left glutes and swing your right leg around. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Scoot the sitting bones toward the heels. Bring the hands behind us. Fingers point toward the glutes. One at a time, we'll come onto our elbows and forearms. I'm going to lengthen the torso, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop the head backward. And then move to Supta Baddha Konasana, keeping your legs in the same shape they are, bound angle. And we're going to drop one at a time the shoulder blades to the earth. A hand on the belly and a hand on the heart, much like we started. And we feel the belly fill, and then the rib cage fill, and then the heart fill on the breath in. And then everything softens on the breath out. Gently, we bring the hands outside the thighs to help the knees point toward the sky. The soles of the feet move back to the edges of the mat. The knees touch. You might stay here, or maybe find a little windshield wiper twist. If you decide to take an asymmetrical twist, like a whole twist, 3 breaths on one side and 3 breaths on the other, because we'll follow by moving into whatever pose works for you in Shavasana. Taking a little bit of extra time in Shavasana today for a rotation of the senses. Wherever you are, take your final breath and move into your Shavasana posture. Once there, you'll take another cleansing breath to release any final tension. First, we note what the body is experiencing, starting from the toes on the right foot, guiding our awareness and our breath up the right side of the body. Knee, hip, low belly, right side of the chest, collarbone, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, and fingers. Gliding our awareness and our breath down to the left side of the body, the toes, the foot, ankle, knee, hip, low belly, left side of the chest, collarbone, shoulder, elbow, wrist, the hand, and all the fingers. The body is relaxed. The breath is relaxed. The heart mind is relaxed. You notice now any sounds, maybe outside your space, the place, the room that you are in. And then you attune yourself to the sounds inside the room, perhaps noticing first one sound, then a second. And now close in to you, perhaps the sound of your breath or your heartbeat. Feel now the touch of the cloth on your skin, the heels on the ground, maybe the hair on your head, and all the places where the body connects to the mat or the floor. Sense of touch. Moving to the olfactory, any scent that you can smell around you. Maybe the scent of your own skin. Taste is so related to sense. We move there next, and maybe there's something remaining from a cup of tea or coffee or breakfast, or perhaps there's a taste memory. Your sense of sight, or even with the eyes closed, there's often image or color, light or shape. And finally, consciousness, the power of the human form, the human mind to observe itself. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Find your way back to a seat. You could rock forward and backward to do that, or you could come onto one side, or find some other method. Today we will close out our practice as we normally do with a chant of Om. Sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, palms together at your heart. Breathe all the air from your lungs. Remember, you don't have to chant if it doesn't feel right. Inhale deeply. May you take moments throughout this weekend and the coming week to fully experience the moment with all of your senses. Thumb knuckles to the center forehead. We honor one another, recognizing the light in each other by bowing and saying namaste. With heartfelt thanks to everyone who has joined live or later. My name is Karen, coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios. If you have the funds, please feel free to donate on our website. And hopefully I will see you again soon, or you will see me again soon. Have a great one. Take care.